Assalamu alaikum student. Welcome to my video. My name is Sabah and I am your physics teacher from United Public School, and this was 10th class physics, as you can see over here. Today's our topic was ray diagram for concave mirror. Before going to our topic, let us just recall our previous class topics which we have learned in our previous videos. What was this topic? That is the relationship between the focal length and the radius of curvature, and the terminologies and the focal length of spherical mirror. These are some of the topics which we learned in our previous lesson. And what is our lesson name, students? Don't get confused. Our lesson name was reflection of light at a curved surface. Now let's get started. To draw a ray diagram, we shall have to develop a technique to draw this diagram. Let us take an example. Assume that this is our concave mirror, and this is our candle over here, and this is our axis, which means a candle is placed at some distance along with this axis of the mirror. Okay, the diagram shows that the two rays are coming from the tip of the flame. This is an object. This is the object of this figure. The object is the candle, the flame. The object emitting and light rays. Two light rays an object is emitting, and it is reflecting on the mirror, and it is reflected back in opposite direction. See, the rays are coming from the tip of the candle, and it is falling on the mirror, and it's reflecting back in different direction. The two rays are coming from this direction and in different direction, and at the some point it will meeting, and again it will getting diverge. And as you can see over here, these two rays are meeting at a point A, which means the flame of the reflected image will be at the point A. Okay, why at the point A, and why the image is sharp at point A and blurred at point B? Because if we hold the paper at any point before of the mirror or the beyond of the point A, we will see that the rays will come and meet at a paper at point different at a different point. So the image of the flame will be formed at different point due to these rays. Due to these rays, the image of the flame will be formed at point A. If we here two rays are emitting now, so assume that if we draw more rays emitting from the same tip of this candle, we will see that the point A at the point A they will meet, but not at point B, which means if we construct that the rays more rays, not two rays, more than two rays, if we is emitting from the tip of the candle, then also all these rays will meet at point A only, not at point B. So because of these rays, the image at point A is sharp, while the image at point B is blurred, so that the object is sharp at point A. If we hold the paper at a point A, and it will become blurred when we move the paper forward or the backwards of the point A, which means the object was sharp at point A. When we hold a paper at point A, the object which is placed over here will be reflected over here. But at point B, that object will reflect, but that will be blurred, which can be clear. Why at point B the image will be blurred? Because of overlapping. Because of overlapping of different types of rays, different types of images, different types of images will overlap. What is meant by overlap? Overlapping means which the rays are coming on overlapping. They are overlapping different directions. Okay, clear? And here are some rules that we have to discuss in this topic. Rule number 1. All the rays that are parallel to the axis get reflected such that they pass through the focal point of the mirror. The statement means all the rays which are coming from the tip of the candle or the other object, right? The rays that are coming from the tip of the light that are parallel to the axis. These rays are parallel to this axis, and it will get reflected in such a manner that it pass through the focal length. It is passing now, it is reflecting back through through the focal length of the mirror. This is the focal length of the mirror, and it is reflecting back through the focal length. Okay, the first rule states this. This is our pole of the mirror, focal point of the mirror, and the center of curvature. And this is our ray 1, which is rule 1, indicating this ray. Come to the rule 2. Rule 2 says a ray that passes through the focal point of the mirror will be travel parallel to the axis after reflection. It was quite similar to rule 1, but quite different also, which means the ray is passing through the focal point of the first. It will pass through the focal point, then it will reflect. In first rule, the ray will reflect and then it will pass through the focal point. But in case of rule 2, the ray will first pass through the focal length and then it will reflected back to the parallel to the axis. Same here, parallel to the axis, but quite opposite, quite different. Okay, clear this statement? Come to the rule 3. Our rule 3 says that a ray passing through the center of curvature of the mirror and incident on the mirror after reflection will travel along the same line, but in opposite direction. See here is our mirror, here is our light reflection, here is our center of curvature, and here is our light of reflection. Of rule 3, the light rays passing through the center of curvature, then it will incident on mirror and it will reflected back in the same line. It will reflected back in the same light but in opposite direction. Why it is calling as opposite direction? Because first ray comes from this direction to this direction. Again it will sticks here. It will sticks here and reflected back in this direction. But in same line, it will go in same line but in opposite direction. Clear? I hope you got my point. This is enough for today's class. Okay? So this is your homework for today's class. Complete it on the time and submit it on the time, students. Okay, thank you. Stay safe at home. Okay, bye.